Hi everyone, Vanakkam. Today we are going to see an important topic that can change your life, time management. Before I could get into this topic, let me ask you all to keep your mind open because mind functions like a parachute. It functions well only when it is open. Even when you want to pour water into a bottle, if the neck is narrow, the amount of water that will spill out will be more, and it will also take more time to fill. If the neck is wide and large, you can fill it easily, and the amount of spill will also be less. Certainly, you know many of the things that I am going to say now. But even if one point gets deeper into your mind, it will change your life completely, and that is the reason why I asked you to keep your mind open. Give a few minutes to rethink whether you practice what you already know. If not, start practicing from today. Your life will change forever. Before we get into the basics of time management, we have to understand two basic things that you require for any kind of human activity. The first one is the space, and the other one is the time. Suppose I want to go from place A to place B. Definitely there is a space between these two places, and I require some amount of time to cover the distance. If I want to write something, certainly I need a place to sit or stand and some time to complete my writing. Since the place or space can be physically seen, we normally give a lot of importance to that. When you want to go from place A to place B, you look for a better route. To sit and write, you want a comfortable chair and table, and if possible, air conditioned room. But as you cannot physically see the time, we never understand its importance, and hence all the problems in life. How important is time? We all know an old saying, time is precious than gold. But practically, how many of us really give importance to time rather than gold? We spend our time to run behind the money, to accumulate as much gold as possible without realizing the value of time. Because the materialistic things attract us more than those that can never be seen. Time is one such thing that you can never see, and so the value of it we never realize. So rather than comparing or equating with material things, we have to equate it with something that really matters. Let us put it as a formula. Time is equal to life. I repeat, time is equal to life. Is this formula right? When you say that someone has lived up to 90 years, or when you say the poor chap died at the young age of 25, what you really mean? What you actually mean? It is only the amount of time that they have had on this planet Earth. Whenever you tear a date from a calendar, what you actually do? You are tearing off a day from your life, is it not? First and foremost thing that you have to understand is time is your life, and time management is nothing but your life management. Even the correct decision does not work if it is taken too late. Life is a game of timing. Never say that I need time to take a correct decision. I told you that we are running after money and not after time. The most important difference between time and money is that you always know the actual amount of money that you have in your pocket, or the one that you have as your bank balance. But no one, how powerful he may be, physically, mentally, socially, financially, he could never say what amount of life he has in store. Even the next moment is not certain. So, the next important thing that we have to understand is that living in the present is the only way to live our life fully well. As we do not know how to live in the present, we convince ourselves that tomorrow will come and we can do it tomorrow. Marshall, a great poet, in his immortal poem titled Epigram, says, "Tomorrow will I live. Only the fool does say, today itself is too late. The wise lived yesterday." What does he mean? Only the fool say that I will live from tomorrow. All those people who are great in front of you, for them, today itself is too late. They have lived their yesterdays fully well, and hence they appear to be great in front of you today. Not living in the present leads us to procrastination. This is the reason why we struggle in the last minute to complete a deadline. You have seen many struggling to utilize every moment before the day of the examination, stressing out completely, and to see that no stone is left unturned. They burn the midnight oil to complete the subject or the deadline, and by this way they are going against the nature also. Nature is so made that if you strain yourself, when it is bright and sunny, your body could take it. But when you strain, when it is dull, gloomy and dark, it affects your health. We normally think we can conquer nature and bring light into our life by using a LED light in your living area. Nature is all powerful, and if you go against it, it will show you its strength when you grow older and older. Always have it in your mind that life is short and you have to make it sweet. Life is really short, and it is really up to you to make it sweet or sour. According to scientific calculations, in a 70-year lifespan, a man sleeps for 28 years. Taking off time for education, travel, time taken for taking food, recreation and holidays, sickness, you have only 6 years to show who you are to this world. If you are 30 years, you have roughly 3.5 years to prove your mettle. Understand that life is short, and it is nobody else's responsibility to make it sweeter. It all depends on you. What I want to emphasize here is, you have to take this to the deepest recesses of your heart and brain, that time is free, but it is priceless. You cannot equate time with money or any material things that you have in your life. You can use it, but you cannot own it. You can spend it, but you cannot keep it. You can possess or own so many valuable things in this life, but however powerful you may be, you can never own time. Ordinary people spend their time, but great people use the time. Once lost, you can never ever get it back. It is not how long you live, but how you live is what matters. You cannot recall all the moments of today, leave alone your past life. We can recollect only moments that were either pleasant or unpleasant. So remember that life is made up of moments and not years. We have to live every moment consciously so that it lives in our memory. That is why I said being in the present is life. When I say living in the present, I mean doing something consciously that will take you towards a brighter future. When the question of bright future comes, there comes another aspect called goal. Before going into the intricacies of time management, let us see what this goal is all about. Goal setting, of course, is a different subject altogether, but unless you know about it a bit, you cannot utilize your time in a useful way. A goal is your aim or desire that you want to realize or achieve in future. Again, like time, this is often only an imagination. But unless you can visualize your goal, or if you are not clear about your goal, you will never reach it. Will you pack your stuff and get into a train without knowing where to go? Let us take a goal that you can see physically and see how goal setting is very important. You are in a field as a soccer player. You can see the goal post to which you have to direct the ball to. But you cannot kick the ball from where you are towards the goal post. You have to find all the possible ways to move the ball quickly towards the goal post within that stipulated time. When you are doing your best, your own teammate may miss your pass. Your opponent will strive their best to get the ball away from you. They will also do their best to distract and divert so that you cannot reach your goal as smoothly as you have imagined. All you have to do is keep your eyes on the ball, do your best to move it towards the goal, irrespective of the distractions and diversions, so that you could hit the goal post as many times as you can within the stipulated time. Time cannot be used in a productive way unless you have a goal in your life. That is the reason why Benjamin Franklin has said, most people die at 25, but they are not buried until they are 75. When you have a goal in front of you, though it is only an imagination, if you can visualize it clearly, then you can direct your time and energy towards that goal, and you will feel that ecstasy of reaching nearer and nearer so that your life becomes meaningful. Your time management habits are either leading you towards reaching your goals or leading you away from reaching your goals. You have to ask yourself whether you are directing your day or is the day and its circumstances directing you. If you don't have a vision or a goal, you are going to drift around, wasting your time, and you are not going to reach the place of your liking. If you have a goal or a vision, rest will automatically follow. Our parents and grandparents were so happy with their limited resources. They never had the luxury of air conditioners, cars, mobiles, televisions, or other modern gadgets that we have today. I have seen my father cycling his way to his office 10 kilometers away from home. It took nearly 45 minutes to 1 hour for him to reach his office. The same distance I can cover in 10 minutes with my bike or with a metro rail today. My mother needed at least 2 to 3 hours to make idli for our breakfast. She has to soak rice and dal for an hour, and then she has to grind it manually for an hour. Then only she can cook idlis. Now the idli flour is readily available and my wife can do it within 15 minutes of time. With all the scientific inventions and modern gadgets, we have saved a lot of time. But we don't have time for going to temples. We don't have time to spend with our children. We don't find time to recreate with family. Where the time has gone? Have you ever pondered over this? Why are we not leading life as happily as our father or grandfather? It is simply because their needs were limited. They were able to get what they actually needed with the limited resources in the available time. Now we want everything, and our mind is galloping so fast that our body is not able to cope up with the speed of the mind. We want all the material comfort without knowing that those things will never bring in satisfaction to our life. The material things for which you have given your life may be taken away in a moment's time, but not the joy of beautiful memories that we have accumulated over the years. Happiness is not a matter of intensity but of balance, order, rhythm, and harmony. The present generation has the intensity, but the balance, order, rhythm, and harmony which the older generation had is missing now. Happiness is the byproduct of the way you live. Science and technology has given you comforts, but they fail to give you satisfaction. If you want to lead a meaningful life, you should know how to manage your time. The first objective of time management is setting priorities. No one is too busy. It is only a matter of priorities. Before setting priorities, you have to have all your tasks assembled either by jotting them down or in a way that will be easier for you. Writing is always better. Having jotted down all your tasks, now it is time for prioritizing. We will see how to prioritize our tasks using the focus funnel. You may ask, what is that focus funnel? Or why the word focus? You must always remember the sun's rays do not burn unless it is brought to a focus. The rays of the sun seems to be nothing for you even on a sunny day, but when it is brought to a focus through a lens, it can even burn your screen. That is the power of focus. This is the focus funnel through which you are going to send all your tasks. Let us assume that you have 10 tasks on hand that are to be covered to take you forward towards your goal. Now you are sending your tasks through this filter. Simply imagine like pouring all your 10 tasks into this filter. The first phase of filtering is to eliminate those tasks that are not important. That is, even without this task, you can reach your goal. These tasks are to be eliminated as a first step. Let us assume one task out of the 10 you have jotted down may fall in this category. Strike down the task from the list that you have already decided to eliminate. Now you have 9 on hand. Now you have to think, what are all the tasks that can be automated using technology, or the tasks that can be outsourced at a lower cost without using the manpower at your disposal. Bill Gates says that automation applied to an efficient operation will magnify the efficiency, and automation applied to an inefficient operation will magnify inefficiency. Let us assume 2 of the 9 tasks fall in this category. Mark it accordingly. The third filter is to delegate the task that does not require your expertise to your colleagues or subordinates. Delegation misfires many a time because we simply delegate or assign things to people who cannot understand the importance of tasks that has been delegated to them. In Thirukkural, Thiruvalluvar says, இதனை இதனால் இவன் முடிக்கும் என்றாய்ந்து அதனை அவன் கண் விடல். You have to analyze the skills and capabilities of the person along with the knowledge and tools he has that are required to complete the task before assigning the task to them. I would like to quote an anecdote which I have heard. Though I cannot vouch for its authenticity, it is really interesting. When the World War II was at its peak, the personal secretary of Sir Winston Churchill, the then Prime Minister of England, approached the Prime Minister and said, "Sir, I have a very important assignment that requires skill, efficiency and secrecy." He then asked the Prime Minister to name a person to whom it can be assigned. Churchill, without hesitating even for a moment, replied, "Give it to the busiest man in England." Now you tell me, why he replied so? Only the busy people know the importance of the task assigned to them, and they will squeeze the time to put in an important job into the available time slot. The lazy people don't have time for anything. Even if you add another 24 hours to their day, they cannot finish their work in time. Devil tempts all. The idle man tempts the devil. Maybe they are busy with the devil. Never ever delegate a job to a man simply because he is free and think he can do it. You have to take it into account his attitude, skill and knowledge before assigning the task to him. Now let us assume that 3 of the tasks in your task list can be delegated to appropriate people. Mark them. Now you are left with 4 jobs, as you have filtered them through 3 stages. These are the tasks for you to tackle. Out of these 4 tasks, check out the tasks that are to be attended immediately. Concentrate on them without wasting time. Rest of the tasks can be procrastinated purposefully and they can be taken back if required through the focus funnel again to check whether they come out through all the 3 levels of filtering. This is the process what we call as prioritizing, and this is the most important one if you want to lead a purposeful life. Otherwise, the mediocre mind will tempt you to finish the easier task first and you will drift away from doing what is important and essential. The second objective of time management is to allocate time. Here, you have to consider your life as a whole. You have your personal life as well as your official life. Personal life and relationships are more important. Usually in my classes, when I ask which one is important, that's your personal life or your official life, people used to say official life is more important because it is the one that feeds the family. But consider a scenario. You are going to get a hike in salary or a situation where continuing in the present job itself is in question. Immediately, your mind goes to the family and you say, as soon as I get my promotion orders, I am going to take my family on a vacation. Or if your job itself is in question, you ask yourself, how am I going to manage my family next month? Is it? You are going to office only to fulfill the dreams and desires of your family. Your first 20 years of life, when you are dependent, when you don't have this worldly experience, it is your family that is taking care of your necessities. Again, when you are above 60, you will have all the experiences of the world, but you may not have the energy to perform anything usefully. At that stage too, it is your family that is going to take care of you. So, don't ignore your family between 20 and 60 and lead a miserable life after 60. When you are down and out, your office will not bother about you. The 40 years in between 20 and 60 is the golden period of your life. During this period, you have both energy and experience to take your life to a meaningful heights. The official life plays a vital role simply because you are spending your golden period of your life more in the office rather than in the confines of your comfortable home. Make a meaningful contribution to your employer, superiors and subordinates so that you could lead a satisfactory life during this golden period of 40 years. Always remember the golden rule. It is the quality of time at office and quantity of time at home that counts. I repeat, it is the quality of time at office and quantity of time at home that counts. As far as the office is concerned, you are paid for every moment and hence it is your duty to give it a quality time. But as far as your home is concerned, they do not expect any quality time from you. They expect you to be with them and share their feelings and nothing else. Remember, your child need your presence more than your presence. I repeat, your child need your presence more than your presence. They do not know the value of the toy you have purchased, and if you are not there to share their happiness, you are not leading a meaningful life. So, when the question of allocating time comes, allocate more quantity of time for your personal life and more quality time to your official life. While allocating time, I would like to stress upon another important aspect of your life. That is, how much time you spend to find and develop the inborn quality with which you are born. Most of lifetime goes in search of money and material things and all those that are required for your survival. You are going to office just to earn and feed your family. Your official life will never give you the satisfaction of having lived a good life. It is one of the routines we do for your survival. What I mean to say here is, you may be good at something, drawing, painting, writing poetry or stories, dancing, gardening, or reading the intrinsic beauties of this universe. You don't have time to do them because your routines take away the whole lot of your waking time. So, your talent dies with you without getting developed, or you die without showing the world that you are capable of doing something great. I have already told you about allocating time for official work and personal work. One requires quality and the other one requires quantity. Now think in this way: how much of time you spend for your routine work and how much of time you allot for a work that can give you progress in life. That is, time for routine works and time for progressive work. In the life of an average man, he never allots any time for progressive work and he never has the satisfaction of living a meaningful life. The routine keeps him giving pressure all day long. Why it happens so? Listen to me carefully. Routines are pressing or pressurizing you because the first problem is, if you do not do a routine, it will keep reminding you that you have not done it. And that nagging will not stop unless you finish doing it. Secondly, if you skip doing your routine for a prolonged period of time or for a few days, others can easily find out that you have not done it and they will start questioning you. Normally, we don't like others questioning us. Let me explain these two things with very simple examples. Your mom used to sweep the floor and put everything in its place daily as a routine. And she being sick, she could not do it on a particular day. She will keep saying, I could not even clean this house. I am totally tired. I do not know when I will get the strength to get up and do it. This thought will prevail upon her till she gets the strength to get up and complete it. If she does not do it for a week, a relative or a neighbor who gets into your house will certainly notice that and ask, what is wrong in this house? In office, if you have not opened your mailbox for a day or two, your mind will keep on telling you that you have not seen or replied any of the mails that you have received. And within few days, your managers or colleagues will start asking you why you have not checked the mail. These two problems of giving mental pressure and bringing it to the notice of others can be applied to any of the routines you do day in and day out. That is the reason why we keep doing the routines. Whereas, as far as your progressive work is concerned, if you postpone it, it is not going to give you any headache, and no one is bothered about it. You keep saying it to yourself that I will do it tomorrow, I'll see to it during this weekend, and that tomorrow or the weekend will never come. You forget about it and you are taking a plunge into your routines, and you never progress or get satisfaction of a balanced or a useful life. Forcibly take 15 to 30 minutes of your personal time for a progressive activity that will give you moral and mental satisfaction, and do not postpone or neglect it. Do it with your heart and soul. Avoid all distractions during that time. Take it from me, within 5 years, you will become an expert in your field, and the world will turn around and look upon you as an exceptional person in the field of your endeavor. If you think of postponing your progressive time, wait a minute. Postpone a routine. Certainly you will do it the next day. But if you postpone a progressive activity, after 2 or 3 days, you will not have time for it. So, if you want real fulfillment in life, allot some time for progressive work every day, and never ever think of tinkering with that time. The third objective is how to effectively use the time. You are fresh and energetic in the morning, and as the day goes on, your energy level also drops. Learn from the nature. Energy comes with the rising sun, and it needs recuperation before the sun rises again. When you enter the office at 10 in the morning, your energy level is at its peak. Keep your mobile aside, away from your vicinity, or put it on silent mode. Don't worry about checking emails and messages. Put in all your energy into the most important task of the day for the first 60 to 100 minutes. If you can do it with your heart and soul, away from all distractions or disturbance, you would have completed 80% of what is expected of you for the day within that time. An hour a day for 2 years amounts to 1 month. You would have really lived 25 months, not the 24 months what the mediocre men have. Remember the Pareto's rule. This 80-20 rule relates the input to the output. In the first 20% of your effective time, you would have completed 80% of the work. After this first 100 minutes, you can do the rest of your official routines. You can complete the 20% of the remaining work in the 80% of the time that is left over very casually, in spite of distractions, diversions, and unexpected turn of events during the day. Always remember, you have to complete the most important tasks early in the morning when your energy level is at its peak. When you are down and out in the evening, go home and spend your time with your loved ones. Be relaxed. Don't show your frustrations in office at home. Give your time and attention to everyone at home. Don't switch on the television and sit in front of it, or don't keep fiddling with your mobile. If you can try this, you will have a good quality time at office and more quantity of time at home. With higher allocation of time, you will waste it, and with lower allocation, you will undergo stress. How to avoid getting stressed up? I have a small suggestion. Estimate a fair time and give a tolerance of about 25% to that. For example, if you allocate 1 hour to write a report, take 15 minutes as tolerance. So, you will not undergo stress. Are you assigning time to unexpected developments? You might be working on an assignment and suddenly your client calls you with a complaint that needs immediate attention. What will happen to your schedule? It will go haywire. To avoid these kind of time management problems and stress, already explained focus funnel prioritizing will help you. The fourth objective is how to get the best out of the given time. Always remember, time management is both an art and science. It is an art of being aware about the clock and the science of using it in right quantity at the right time. Do not become its slave. Make it your tool to work efficiently. Avoid getting pressurized by your own goals. To do anything more effectively and efficiently, what you have to do is break the tasks into small chunks. Little drops always makes a mighty ocean. To get best out of the given time, break your hours into small chunks of 10 minutes each. For those 10 minutes, while doing your work, you must be aware of the time. This is what we call as living in the present. By setting your eyes on the clock and thinking about 10 minutes, your mind gets focused in that span of 10 minutes. As far as you are concerned, that 10 minutes is your deadline. The 10 minutes deadline keeps your mind in the present. It will prevent your mind from going for a stroll. You may ask me, why 10 minutes? Why can't I have a 30 minutes or 1 hour breakup? The answer is, shrink the time, you increase the focus. Increase the time, the focus goes out of the window. If you can effectively use your time with the most efficient people and highly efficient techniques, you can see the finest results coming effortlessly. Focus is more important than intelligence. That is the reason why I asked you to make a breakup of 10 minutes. You can even give yourself a break of 10 minutes for relaxing and refreshing every hour. We humans have a tendency to keep on delaying small things. You know we have to pay bills on time and still you delay it beyond the due date. You are aware that your car needs some repair, but still you don't care to stop by a mechanic shed which you pass through every day. When your car does not start on a particular day, you fret and fume, and there you waste the whole day. We never seem to keep up our own promise on time. Why? Because our mind wanders off and deems such things as unimportant. If you were to take 10 or 15 minutes of your entire 24 hours, you would never procrastinate and your life will be million times better. Procrastination and idleness will be replaced by focus and intensity. People normally say something like this: I don't find time. I don't have enough time to do this. There is no time for all these things. They don't have time for the loved ones, no time for pursuing their dreams, no time to eat, no time for the health. They talk as if they are the most busiest people on earth. When you say, I don't find time, have you ever thought for a minute that you cannot find time? Only those things that you have placed somewhere and forgot, those things that you have saved and kept it for future use, something that you have hoarded, these things when you search, you can find them. But time cannot be placed somewhere, you cannot save time, and you cannot keep it for future use, and you cannot hoard it also. Then how can you find time? You have to keep searching for it and you will never find it. Never say you can't find time. You have to make time for yourself. Never ever say you don't have enough time. Time is fixed. It is the only thing that is available equally for all. Whether you are a king or a beggar, prince or a pauper, it is only 24 hours a day. Even the mightiest of men cannot have a single second more than that. You cannot buy time with all the material possessions that you have. I would like to quote an anecdote here. Once the very famous poet Henry Wadsworth Longfellow was having a chat with his friend. His friend casually remarked that he has become famous simply because luck has favored him. That night, Longfellow could not sleep. He got up in the middle of the night and wrote a few lines. He asked his family to inscribe these 4 lines on his tombstone after his death. These are the 4 lines he wrote on that night. The heights attained by great men, reached and kept, were not attained by sudden flight, but they, while their companions slept, were toiling upward in the night. I repeat it again. The heights by great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight, but they, while their companions slept, were toiling upward in the night. Those who have attained greatness never said that they don't have enough time. They had the focus and they toiled very hard day and night to attain that great heights. Never say there is no time. Time never stops. It flows like a river. It never comes back. Whether you are awake or asleep, time moves on. If you say that there is no time, you are rather dead than alive. Can't find time, time is not enough, or I don't have time, are only lame excuses. Never say them again. When you spend more time in discomfort zone, remember you are actually expanding your comfort zone. Success is not an accident. It is hard work, perseverance, sacrifice, and the passion that you have towards your work. The 10 minutes mantra that I have told you can keep you organized, keep the disoriented thoughts in check, and balance your life wonderfully. It will give you to have enough time to complete everything that is necessary to have a meaningful life. 10 minutes can make your life on a roll. Instead of long hours of inactivity, one can benefit from the short minutes of creativity. It is your life and you have to decide how it should be. Past is always a misery. All you remember is a bitter past which you want to erase. Future is always a mystery. You do not know what the future has in store for you. Anything can happen at any time. But the present, the now, is a gift in your hands. You have to open it if you want to enjoy your life. If you use the present in the best possible way, you won't find time to think of the past failures and worry about the future anxieties. If you use the present well, all the resources and possibilities will open up in front of you. We have been wasting our time watching so many things. Am I right? You are watching your children. You are watching how they grow, with whom they are associating. You watch their peer behavior. You watch your money, what all the different heads under which your money is going. Whether you have enough to buy a costlier mobile or an advanced model car. You watch all your neighbors and relations. We come to know of the gadgets that they have purchased before everyone in their own household comes to know of it. The only thing that we fail to watch is how we spend our time. The most important thing that has to be watched is your time, and that is the reason why the smallest gadget that you wear on your wrist is called a watch. If you keep a watch over it, you don't have to watch your children. You will be a good living example in front of them. You don't have to watch your money as it will start pouring in. You don't have to watch people around you because you will be growing every minute of your life and they will be watching and wondering about your success. The Japanese people live in the present. Whether they are eating or working, they concentrate on what they are doing. They do it so fast and they don't have a word equivalent to the word rest in their language. They don't have a word rest in their language. That is the reason why they are able to supply quality products not only to their fellow countrymen but also to the entire world. They have a board in all workplaces. It is not the hours that you put in, but it is what you put in that hour. Japan was razed to ashes during the Second World War, but they were able to come up like a phoenix from the ashes within a short time. You might have heard the phrase Indian punctuality. What does it mean? The Indians are not time conscious people. Right from home to the parliamentary sessions, nothing starts in time and nothing ends in time. Punctuality is a word that many of us don't like. It is because of this reason, even after 70 years of attaining independence, we are still in the list of developing countries. We have all the resources. We have enough manpower. We have sufficient skill and energy, but still we are lagging behind because we have never bothered about managing our time efficiently. You will realize your potential only when you start living in the present and start focusing on the tasks on hand instead of brooding over the past or worrying about the future. Don't play the blame game of blaming the government for everything. It is we who elected the government. Once a government is elected by a majority, whether you have voted for it or not, accept it and do what you can do to support its rules and policies. Till the next election, forget about the government if it is against your policies and do what is possible for you to enhance your life. Not being punctual will often put you in an embarrassing situation. I would like to share a story that I have come across which I really enjoyed. A priest in a parish, having served 25 years, was retiring on that day. A get-together was arranged to honor the priest for his services, and a local leader was invited to be the chief guest. People have gathered at the stipulated time, but the chief guest did not turn up in time. So the priest decided to say a few words while they waited. He started with a recollection of the first confession that he heard on the very first day of his appointment. I thought I was assigned to a terrible place. The first person who entered my confessional cabinet told me that he had stolen a television set, and when questioned by police was able to lie his way out of it. He told me that he had stolen money from his parents and embezzled a lot from his employer. My blood was running cold and I wondered whether one person could do so many awful things. But as the days went on, I learned that all my people were not like that, and I had indeed come to a fine parish full of good and loving people. Just as the priest was talking, the politician arrived and he was ushered in. He apologized for being late and began to make his presentation. I will never forget the first day our parish priest has arrived. In fact, though the priest may not remember it, I had the honor of being the first person to go to him for confession. Now you could hear the laughter that thundered the gathering. The moral is, please never ever be late. Let us assume that you are calling for a meeting and you expect at least 50 people to attend. If you are late for the meeting by 10 minutes, you have wasted 500 minutes of valuable time in which lot of productive work can be done. If you are a leader, don't think that your subordinates can wait for you. If you are not punctual, you are not fit to be a leader. In India, lot of man-hours are lost in strikes, bunds and lockouts. It is not that Japanese does not resort to go against their employer. They bring their employers to their knees, by doubling the production and making it available in plenty in the market. The employer cannot sell all the products at a profit as the supply is more than the demand, and he is bound to concede to the demands of the employees. I'll give you an example. If public transport drivers want to show their dissent, all will be present on that day. No one will apply for leave, and even those who are already on leave will cancel their leave and join duty. If the normal expectancy is 5 buses on the route in that 1 hour, on a strike day, 10 buses will run through that route in that 1 hour. Now, imagine the profitability the employer will have. Japanese never show their dissent by not working or by idling their time. Do you know? Japanese never use their mobile phones while working on their desks. If you say that you are a patriotic Indian, please be on time right from this moment. Never be late. Never allow anybody to wait for you. Always have a book in your hand or bag. If you are made to wait for someone, please don't waste your time. Start reading so that your time is not wasted. I have seen and heard people talking something like this. I have seen all the problems. I have never seen a happy moment. When will all my problems end? I do not know when I am going to come out of all these problems. Please don't brood over problems. Everyone on this earth is having some problem or other. You are far better than many who do not know what to do about their next meal. I would like to quote a very beautiful saying. There are only 2 kinds of people who don't have any problem. One is already dead and the other is yet to be born. All those who are walking on the surface of this earth are having some problem or other. Worrying about the problems that you are facing now or being anxious about what you are going to do in future is not going to solve your problems. Worrying takes off your life. Let us assume that your daughter is 10 years now and you are worried about her higher education or marriage, the budget of which may be around 6 to 7 lakhs. Your mind can calculate only with the present situation. No one knows what the condition will be after 8 or 9 years. So don't worry about that. Think of what you can do today. If you can set aside a few thousand rupees today, do it now and carry on with your life. Tomorrow you may have more to save. These little drops will become a mighty ocean after 8 or 9 years, and you can very easily send her for higher education or you can arrange for her marriage without any fuss. Instead of sitting and worrying about the past and future, do something in the present. Put yourself into action and start doing something that you love. Have a hobby. If your heart and soul is put into doing something you love, you won't have time to worry. Worry is not going to correct your past or it's not going to make your future bright. The only thing that it can do is it can spoil your today, which has to be lived. What you do in the present will redeem the past and change the future. If you have faith and hope in future, it will give you purpose and passion. This is how you get power in the present. The great Italian poet Horace, who lived 200 years back, has said in a poem Ode, "Happy is the man, happy he alone, he who can call today his own." He who is secure within can say, "Tomorrow do thy worst, for I have lived today." Yes, only those who can call today their own can be happy. He can only feel secure and he is not bothered about tomorrow. King George V, in his Buckingham Palace library, had a huge board on which, "Teach me, Lord, neither to cry for the moon nor over the spilt milk," is written. He used to read it aloud daily. Yes, even a king cannot change the past and cry for something that he cannot get. Learn to live every moment of your life, wherever you are, with whatever you have, and whatever be the situation that you are in. Now let us see what are all the different time wasters. We waste our time without knowing that we are wasting our life. The foremost important time waster is not communicating properly. Though communication is a skill and is a different topic altogether, we have to understand that if you don't communicate properly, it will not only kill your time but also the time of others. You are having a job on hand and you want somebody else to do it. If you don't take time to tell your requirements with specifications and details, he may come out with something at the last moment that is completely opposite of what you expect or require. Now, you don't have time to do it again, and pulling up the other person is not going to solve your problems either. You have wasted his time as well. On the other side, you are given a job. Please do not start doing it without understanding the requirements. Take time to understand the nuances and techniques and ask questions. Try to visualize what is expected of you. Learn the intricacies and write down the specifications and requirements before working on it. There are strategies for working smarter. If you can learn that, you don't have to work hard. If you are serious about success, you must commit to learning them. If you don't do this, you are likely to lose your time and kill the time of others as well. Don't wait for inspiration from others. No one knows your plans. But there are so many around you who are ready to help you once you start doing things. Your mind is always like an antenna. And if it is tuned to a particular kind of work, all the people and resources are streamed towards it. And you will have everything in front of you without you even asking for it. If your plans are good, good people will come your way. If your plans are bad, bad people will automatically start coming in. It's all in your mind and no one knows what you have in your mind. Start doing things. Don't wait for others to push or inspire you. Once you have a goal and start doing things according to your plans, you will be amazed. Even people unknown to you will come and start helping you to reach your goal. Never argue with anyone. Arguments not only kills your time but also spoils good relationship. Everyone has got their own views and they have every right to say that they are right. Argument is like fighting with a pig in a mud hole. Both of you will get dirty, but the pig likes it. You can have discussions but not arguments. You may differ with a person's point of view. You have to tell it in a diplomatic way so that the other person should start thinking from your angle. After all, diplomacy is to say the nastiest thing in the nicest way. So, please don't argue and waste your time over unnecessary arguments. Don't waste your time brooding over others' opinion. Always remember Edgar A. Guest's beautiful poem. The last para goes like this. There are thousands to tell you it cannot be done. There are thousands to prophesy failure. There are thousands to point out to you one by one the dangers that wait to assail you. But just buckle in with a bit of a grin. Just take off your coat and go to it. Just start to sing as you tackle the thing that cannot be done, and you will do it. There are thousands to tell you that it cannot be done. There are people who always think negatively and they will discourage you from carrying out your plans. They will definitely say that you cannot do it. There are thousands to prophesy failure. Prophecy is to foretell something. Some people may say that all your attempts will fail and you will not succeed. There are thousands to point out to you one by one the dangers that wait to assail you. People will come out with so many points to insist and explain all the risks that are involved. They don't mind spending their time to explain their view point by point and will urge you to drop your plans. What you are expected to do? Just buckle in with a bit of a grin and take off your coat and go to it. Laugh within yourself, shrug off their views and opinions. Just start to sing as you tackle the thing that cannot be done, and you will do it. You put your heart and soul into the job of your liking. Enjoy when you are doing it. For others, it cannot be done, but for you, you will certainly do it. It is a part of life. People will laugh at you, they will judge you, they may even come out with open comments. But once you succeed, the same people will come to you for some favor or other. Instead of reacting to their opinions, act in your own way and you will succeed. A successful man is one who can lay a firm foundation with the bricks others have thrown at him. The next one is gossips. Gossips take away a lot of time without your knowledge. Avoid talking unnecessary topic with others. Don't talk about others when they are not in front of you. Don't waste your time talking about politics unless you want to be a politician. Don't talk about the movies and mega serials. They are made to entertain you. They make a lot of money out of your life. Don't take them seriously and waste your life. Talking over the plans, script, or directorial touches of those movies and serials. The more you talk about them, the more your mind is going to be corrupt. Be aware of the time that you spend with your friends and relations. To lead a balanced life, to enhance meaning to your personal life, you need friends and relations. But are you aware of the time that they take off from your life? Many of us have the habit of visiting friends and relations on a regular basis. It may be daily, weekly, or monthly. But remember the purpose for which you are meeting them. It is not necessary that you have to update everything happening day in and day out to your friend or relation. Moreover, are you telling all the problems that you face to each and every one of them? Remember, 50% of the people are not bothered about your problems, and the other 50% are really happy that you are also having some problem. You can confide with a very close friend, but not all. Relations are a must, and it is your duty to visit them, particularly when they are down and out, not on a regular basis. If you are doing it on a regular basis, you may become an hindrance to their routine. Also, think of time that you waste on your mobile talking to them. You feel that you are in contact with everyone on all the available social media networks. But what is required in life is connection, not contact. Connection is something that you do or being present when they actually need your presence. Fear of failure is another big factor that kills your time. No one has attained to success without facing failures. Failures are part and parcel of life. You have to learn from them and keep moving. Be careful that you don't commit the same mistake again. If you do that, then it is a criminal waste of time, and even God will not forgive you. When you move out of your comfort zone, you are likely to meet so many failures, obstacles, and goosebumps. Take them as stepping stones and keep moving. Failures has never been fatal, but failure to learn and change the course of your actions will definitely be fatal. Another important time waster is comparing yourself with others. Everyone has got some talent. The recognition and manifestation of the talent is success. Don't compare yourself with others. Having served in government service and working as faculty of management studies, I came across many trainees asking me, "Sir, You are asking us to put your heart and soul into the job that I am doing. Why should I? Even people who don't work are going to get the salary on 30th. There is no recognition for hard work here, sir. I used to tell them, salute your duty, you don't have to salute anybody. Pollute your duty, you have to salute everybody. The one who gets money without working may seem to be happy in front of your eyes, but the law of karma or the cause and effect theory will take care of him. You don't worry about the other person. Do your duty sincerely and honestly, and don't worry about the consequences. If you are comparing with people who are higher than you in position or status, you do not know the hardships they have undergone. Only passion, perseverance, and hard work can bring in success. If you are comparing with people who are lower than you or those who are equally placed but not working, following the path will drag you down to their level. And if you start working like them, you will certainly lose your abilities and potential, and you are likely to come to their level within a very short span of time. Comparison is an act of violence against your own self. To put it in a nutshell, have time for your family. Do not neglect your parents and elders. Do your job sincerely and honestly. Allot time for some hobby or for something on which you can work passionately. Have some time for fun and recreation. Life is in giving. Take time to give as much as you can. Give something to the society. It may be physical, mental, or financial. Do not ask what your country has done for you. Ask what you have done for your country. Life is not how long you live, but how you live. Bharatiyar, Vivekananda, great poet John Keats, Martin Luther King the Jr., Bruce Lee, Jesus Christ, Alexander the Great, these people have not seen their 40th year, but they are still living with us. Search for Rudyard Kipling's poem, If, over the internet. It starts something like this. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. He summarizes everything in the last stanza when he says, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of the distance run, yours is the earth and everything that is in it, and which is more, you will be a man, my son. He finishes the poem like this. If you can live every moment of your life, you will take the word man out of human. You are not going to be an ordinary human being. You are going to be a man of greatness. Live your life in such a way. If a television crew is following you all day long and they are going to telecast your activities for the entire world to see, would you be proud of it or would you feel embarrassed? The choice is yours. Let me conclude with a nursery rhyme. The time to be happy is now. The place to be happy is here. And the way to be happy is to make someone happy, to have a little heaven right here. Look around now, right at this place, and find someone and do something to make him happy. You can have a heaven right here. Thank you so much.